Hello my beautiful YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. Hey cousins, if you're new here, I'm the Tarita in Essence by Tarita, and I make videos all about my journey of starting a candle business. So today you guys, I'm going to be doing an unboxing of a new wax that I am going to be, I got two new waxes that I'm going to be trying from Hive and Honey. I'm looking to change my wax so that I can only have one wax instead of the blend that I currently use. Currently I use GW454 mixed with Beeswax, but I'm seeing other waxes that cost about pretty much the same amount that I pay when you combine the two waxes together, and so I just want to be able to make my candles with one wax. I missed you guys. I actually recorded a video about 2.5-3 weeks ago for my Valentine's Day collection, but when I went to edit, I realized that all of my shots were in slow motion. that was going to be a good video that I put together, going from start to finish, creating the Valentine's Day collection that I launched about 3 weeks ago now. But yeah, all of the footage was in slow motion and I could not use it for the video. I didn't want to speed it up and do a voiceover, so I just scrapped it, and here we are. And I'm also going to be doing some candle testing in this video with the new waxes that I got. Y'all, I am so paranoid to be recording in slow motion again. I keep checking every time I stop the camera and start the camera. I keep checking to make sure the footage is not in slow motion. So maybe that's something that I should have been doing anyway, because you know, accidents happen. So just gonna open up this box and let's see what we have. I did order some more beeswax because I was out. Until I locate a wax that I want to completely switch to, I will continue to use my current wax blend. So they give you a scent card. This time I got Coastal Bergamot. I want to see what this smells like. It does smell, it's very clean and fresh. I can smell the sea, the coast, the sand, and the bergamot. This is a perfect description of this scent. I've never tried this scent. Anybody who get their fragrances from not Candle Science, but Hive and Honey, have you tried this scent, Coastal Bergamot? And what did you think? How did it perform in the wax? I wish they gave 1 ounce samples instead of like just a sniff test, like kind of like Flaming Candle give you a 1 ounce free. Kind of wish they did the same, because it doesn't do me. Yes, I can smell the scent from the card, but if I had a small amount of wax, I wanted to test it out, and let's say I liked it, then I would buy a full bottle of it if it performed, versus just sniffing it through the bottle. You have to actually purchase a small amount. Maybe it's a cost thing, I don't know. A thank you card. And this is just a packing slip. This is the beeswax. This is 5 pounds of beeswax, white beeswax, not the yellow. So I guess this is considered refined because it's white. And then I ordered, everybody talks about this wax. I ordered a 5-pound slab of Cedar Serica Coconut Apricot wax. Again, this is Cedar Serica's Coconut Apricot wax. I believe Cal Wax makes this. And I wanted to test out Cedar Serica because a lot of people carry Cedar Serica versus the proprietary blends that other candle companies have, like Candle Science. They have their own proprietary blend. So if they were out and I needed to get it from somewhere else, no one would have that. I wanted something that was broadly available at different places. And the Flaming Candle has a coconut apricot that I tested. You can see that in one of my previous videos that I did not like. And it was their proprietary blend as well. I also bought, because I use 454, which is soy and coconut, and then I add beeswax. I wanted to try this is Coco 84 wax. This is their coconut and beeswax blend at Hive and Honey. And the smallest size to get for this wax blend was 11 pounds. So it had good reviews. So I want to see if I can keep up with the coconut beeswax, like more of the natural waxes, if I can help it. I'm not opposed to using waxes that have a small amount of food grade paraffin in them, but if I can help it, and if this performs well, I may it's something about candles with beeswax that appeal to me. Beeswax is known to be a natural, I guess, air purifier is what it, people say. Yep, so Cocoa beeswax. I don't know if you can see that. It feels soft. Let's see. I want to try to see if it cuts easy or like what the consistency is. If I can see it. Oh, it's in like a little grocery bag. Look at that. It's like in a grocery bag within a Ziploc bag. It looks like it will be easy. So this side is a little soft, so I don't know if you can see that. I think the melt point for this wax is 120 degrees. So it kind of feels like a lip balm in my hand. I don't know if that's that coconut, coconut oil melts kind of in your hand easily. I was hoping that the coconut plus the beeswax would make it firming it up a little bit. Yes, on the edges it's kind of soft, but in the middle, not so much. So we'll see. I know a lot of people have reviewed Cedar Serica's coconut apricot wax, so I'm not sure if that's something you guys want me to go over, since it's kind of broken up. This one is broken up. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so it has similar texture to the cocoa beeswax. I don't know if you can see this. Hold on. I'm smushing a small portion in my fingers. Yeah, so it feels just like a lip balm, or if the consistency feels the same in the hands. So maybe they're kind of similar as far as results, but we will see. I may have to do the double boiler method since my other wax containers have my primary wax. If I end up liking one of these, I'll end up purchasing a different wax warmer for my wax of choice. But yeah, those are the two waxes. This one came broken, and this one is solid. These two. Hey cousins, so I am back. It is several days later after I did the unboxing of all of the new waxes that I want to test out. And so in this part of the video, I'm going to be making candles with those two waxes. Just a reminder, the two waxes I'm going to be testing is Hive. They're both from Hive and Honey. It is their Coco Beeswax. It's called Coco Beeswax 84X. And then the well-known Cedar Serica Cocoa Apricot Wax. And this is also from Hive and Honey. So let me just turn this around. This is where we are. I have my 2 pictures. I have my recipe book, and I have 2 jars that I've been testing out with my normal wax. These are the Flaming Candle 10 ounce. It's advertised as a 10 ounce jar, but you fill it to 8 ounces. And I have some wicks here that I'm going to be testing. I'm going to be testing this fragrance, Be Enchanted Type by the Flaming Candle. And I'm going to be using HTP series wicks, HTP 83 and HTP 105. I wish I had a HTP 93 to test just to be on the safe side, but I don't. I do have HTP 83 says that it can single wick a jar 3 to 3.25 in diameter. These jars, they kind of taper slightly. It goes from 3.12 to 3.25. So this HTP 83 technically is supposed to be able to get a full melt pool. However, I'm using a different type of wax, so we'll see. I'm going to use the same fragrance oil for both wax types, so I may be able to compare and see if one or the other gives a better hot throw, cold throw, things of that nature. Like I said, I'm not going to use the 105s. I'm going to test both waxes with the same wick series, HTP 83 for both, and we'll just compare and contrast and see how they both do. I know they both have coconut wax. However, one has beeswax, which typically allows the wax not to burn as fast and get as hot. I know coconut apricot is very soft, but you saw in the previous section of the video that they feel fairly soft waxes. So we'll see how much beeswax is actually used in this Coco Beeswax wax. Okay, so let me stop talking and let's just get started. I'm going to start by wicking the jars. I've already cleaned them, and I'm going to single wick these jars, like I said. Ooh. I mean, what if I get the wicking right on the first try? That would be so great, you guys. I don't currently offer a single wick candle, and my candles, my smaller jar candle is a double wick, and my larger 13 ounce candle is double wicked as well. I want to like create a luxury at some point, like what you would consider maybe a luxury candle. I love this table. This IKEA table is an architecture table, it has lines on it. So when I place a clear jar down on the table and use the lines, I can kind of get it fairly even when I'm placing my wicks. The last time I tested this Be Enchanted type fragrance oil and my normal wax, to me it didn't give a good hot throw, so that's why it didn't make the cut as far as one of the fragrances that I use. Okay. So we are both wicked. I'm going to get like a sticker so that I can put which one is Cedar Serica on the bottom, maybe. Or maybe I put it on the side. I don't know. Maybe at the bottom. So this one is going to be Coco Beeswax HTP 83. And then this one is going to be Coco Apricot, Coco AP HTP 83. So I'm going to go ahead and, this is just paper from my thermal printer that I'm using as like a sticker. So Coco A, I wrote on there. Coco A HTP 83. And that's for Apricot, and Coco B HTP 83. Okay, so now that we got our jars wick, we are going to attempt to cut this wax. Hopefully it's not too difficult. So this is the Coco Apricot wax. So we're going to start with that. Kind of broken up a little bit already, so that's good. Tear this out. Change the units. I need to do 221 grams of 221 grams. Let me see. How much is this first? Oh no, that's way too much. Let's see how easy this cuts. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay, let's see. That's 219. This Coco Apricot cuts like butter. Oh, that's 229. Let's look. That's 223. Okay, that's 221. Okay. That's that. I'm gonna do this one now. How am I gonna tell these apart? Okay, I'm gonna sit the coconut apricot on top of the coconut apricot, and then now I have the coconut beeswax. Let's see how easy this cuts. Okay, they both cut like butter. They both cut the same. The cocoa apricot and the cocoa beeswax cuts the same. Not sure if it's because of coconut. Yeah, it cuts very easily. I thought that I would miss the flakes because my current wax is flakes and it's so easy to pour, but this is pretty easy also. Not too bad actually. It's too much. Oh, that's perfect. 221. Okay. So I'm going to sit this picture on top of the cocoa beeswax so that we don't get them mixed up. So we want to measure 22 grams of fragrance oil. And that's 10%. Perfect. So now we're going to go downstairs, heat up our wax, and do the thing, and do all the things. This is going to be coconut apricot first. So I'm only going to take that jar down so that I can not get it mixed up. So wax is all melted. Let's check the temperature. Let's see. It is reading 198, 99, almost 200. So that's about right. I'm about to pour in the fragrance oil and then stir. Okay. And just pour it in the fragrance oil. Now I'm stirring it in. I think you only gotta stir for about 30 seconds. And then I'm going to check the temperature again. It's really nice to only have one wax, even though I don't know how this is going to perform. Let me check the temperature again. 174, 184. I think I can pour instantly, actually. So this is poured at 8 ounces. This is the coconut beeswax. It all melted. Shake the temperature. Looks like it is at about 200, 201. Perfect. Ready to pour fragrance oil. Pour in the fragrance oil. I'm about to take it off and stir. I already stirred the fragrance oils at 173. Time to pour. Y'all, the wick came out of the wick holder, so I think I'm going to put, this is the Coco 83. The wick came out of the holder, as you can see, so I think I'm going to try a wooden wick in this and see how it does. I have to wait till it solidifies before I can put the wooden wick in there. So these are the two candles that I made with the two waxes. They have been, one has been had a lid on it and one has not. This one is the Coco Beeswax. I ended up using a wooden wick because the HTP 83 wick, once I placed it and I tried to like secure it with the wick holder, it came out of the tab. So I had to improvise, and so now I'm testing this with a wooden wick. I believe it's the dual medium wooden wick from the Flaming Candle. This is the Coco Apricot with the HTP 83 wick. As you can see, this is what the tops look like. These are what the tops look like. I hope you can see. They had smooth tops. This one dipped a little bit around the wick, but overall smooth tops. They both look pretty creamy. The Coco Apricot is more, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my dogs, the Coco Apricot is more of a bright white color. They both have great glass adhesion when I first made them, but as you can see, there is a wet spot if you care about that. But I think that has more to do with the change in temperature where I live. But yeah, so this one is more bright white and this one is more, it's white also. and creamy. However, it is a little bit more beige looking. I don't know if you can see it on camera, the difference with the white. This one also had great glass adhesion. As you can see, you have a small wet spot right there now. However, when I first made them, like I said, they both stuck pretty well to the jar. And I think this has to do with more so my temperature change. So we are going to do a test burn today. I'm going to set one of these. Oh, I meant to tell you. So as far as cold throw, to me, the one that has the best cold throw after 7 days, remember the Cocoa Apricot had a lid on it and the Cocoa Beeswax did not. The Cocoa Beeswax to me has a better cold throw as of today. Yeah, the Cocoa Beeswax definitely to me has a better cold throw. So we are going to be doing the first 4-hour burn test on these two candles. I'm going to place this one in my daughter's room and close the door, and put this one in my bedroom and close the door. And I will let you know what my thoughts are. This is the start of a 4-hour burn test. The start of a 4-hour burn test. So it has been 4 hours. I think this is a perfect melt pool. It's not quite it is pretty much all the way there. This is the Cocoa Beeswax. It was given a strong hot throw after 30 minutes of a burn. The flame has stayed consistent at about like this. This is how deep the melt pool is after 4 hours. It's pretty much around the whole thing with a little bit of hang up. I think it'll catch up after several burns. But so far, I like this Cocoa 80, is it 83? Cocoa Beeswax. I like the Cocoa Beeswax. This is the Cocoa Apricot candle with the HTP 83 wick. As you can see, it did not get a full melt pool. When I walk into my daughter's room, I don't smell the fragrance at all, which makes sense since I don't even have a full melt pool. I'm not sure. I can only smell it when I'm like right up under the candle. So I know that this would be a fail wax test with this wick. And I would need to go bigger, probably not more than one up, probably HTP 105 or bigger if I want a single wicket. The jury is out as far as what I think about the Cedar Serica Cocoa Apricot compared to the Cocoa Beeswax. I'm leaning more towards liking the Cocoa Beeswax more. So I don't know. Continued testing will be happening. But so far, as of like, if I had to make a decision today, if I wanted to choose a different wax, I would likely choose Cocoa Beeswax. And I would likely do a wooden wick. So I just wanted to show you guys what the candles look like after they dried or reset. This one is the Coconut Apricot Cedar Serica. As I said earlier, the HTP 83 is too small for this wick. And then this one is the Cocoa Beeswax by Hive and Honey. I used a wooden wick. It did a perfect melt pool after 4 hours, and this is how it looks when it resets. smooth tops. My opinion so far, I'm not like impressed by the Cedar Serica. I know a lot of people use it, but even with the wick being too small, I'm just not impressed. I will continue to do further testing on both waxes. But so far, I like the Coco Beeswax better, and is what I'm leaning more towards if all the testing goes well. And I will continue to use a wooden wick with this wax. I may make a candle with the Cocoa Apricot with a wooden wick to see in comparison how they perform apples to apples. But so far, to me, this has a stronger hot throw and cold throw. Both candles were cured for 7 days. Even with me smelling the candles right now after they've set back up, this one, the cold throw is very minimal. But this one has a very good cold throw. So yeah,